speaking of breaking the bank, man, let's take a look at you have here that Shaq shitted on Rudy Gobert.
Did you see
Shaq
that?
stay
He
shitting
spat
on
on
him,
him.
man.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with Shaq. Since he retired, he's always been like this. Like Dwight Howard, he shat on Dwight Howard for the longest time. He just finds new guys to shit on.
Yeah,
Which, bro,
he's low key a hater though. I ain't gonna lie. He's always been a
bro,
hater.
he's been a hater, and I'm at that point in my life, or as a basketball fan, where I'm like, dog, do these guys like the sport they played, and even the current players? Because I've never seen a sport or a league that just disrespects their old fellow peers. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, bro! From the Anthony Edwards statement to this statement, and then Gilbert Arenas and Nick Young, whatever the bullshit they spew all the time.
Yeah, some of these
It's like,
guys, I think they're just trying to go viral. But let's take a look at what Shaq had to say about Gobert.
Woke NBA player.
Rudy Gobert.
Oh my God, I knew he was gonna say Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert.
He's worse than Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons is another bum. Because I'm going to tell you what, if you sign a contract for $250, show me $250. It's the reason why I walk funny and why I can't turn my neck and why I can't do it, because I played for my 120. So you got guys like him that the system over, they're making all this money and they can't play. So I don't respect guys like that. Like every time I make these comments, people will think I'm hating, but these are facts. You got teachers, you got firemen, you got doctors who have real jobs and don't get paid shit.
But I can't lie, his statement contradicts. So those firemen and these teachers are more important than anything Shaq has achieved in the basketball and post-basketball career.
True, but also at the same time, he is kind of hating on Rudy Gobert because he does prove his value. He is valuable.
That's what I'm saying. He's won Defensive Player of the Year. And the teams aren't expecting him to be Shaquille O'Neal on the court. They're expecting him to be a defensive player, and he's achieved that. I think a lot of the shit, like, scapegoated on him is perimeter players dominated that series against the Dallas Mavericks. Everyone shits on Rudy Gobert because of that switch on Luka Doncic. I'm like, bro, give this guy some breathing room. I'm not saying Rudy Gobert is anything like. I think he's a little overrated. Sure, he's not Dikembe Mutombo, despite like his accomplishments, probably putting him neck to neck with him.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, man, you got to give him some breathing room, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. The older players always gonna kind of feel a type of way because you used to have to prove your value. They just didn't give you that money off rip, and then you would get heavily criticized if you didn't really kind of live up to what you were gonna be.
I get that. I get like criticizing players. Sure, there's times where you could criticize Rudy Gobert, but the worst player in the league, like, come the fuck down, man. Rudy Gobert is probably like top 3, top 5 best centers in the league. For me, it's hard to believe, like, yo, he's the worst player in the league. And it's like, bro, is it worth it? Like, okay, yeah, you make the fireman arguments. You could say that about any basketball player throughout its history. It's a tough own, really, because like I could make that argument about Shaq and his achievements in his career and how much money he makes from these Gold Bond commercials, where he could go to a mailman or something,
Yeah, it just goes to show you guys from the past don't really watch today's era too hard. And same thing for today's era. They don't really understand what happened. Well, some players really don't look back at the previous era. And we could see it no further than Anthony Edwards' comments about there was really no guys with any talent in Jordan's era is crazy. That's kind of crazy.
Even the shooting guard position, you had Clyde Drexler with a hooper.
So you had Akeem Olajuwon with the dancing shoes, man.
Yeah.
Like Edwards just kind of showed like he didn't, just like Shaq. He didn't look back. Shaq is not looking at today's era. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're just sort of passive and downplaying, sort of bring up their era and kind of bring up their status. But KG went off. KG went off on Edwards.
Yeah.
Yo, did you hear that?
I didn't hear his. I heard Rasheed Wallace and I heard Magic Johnson respond.
I'll play KG for you, man. Let's take a look at KG's. KG's was savage. He went off. Because at the end of the day, these guys, if they really want to be the best, they actually have to be savants and students of the game. Like, that's the difference between him, Kobe, and all the other players, man. They were actually students of the game. They could have told you, how guys were playing 20 years before their childhoods. You know what I'm saying? They understood the eras that came before them and what new things guys brought to the game. But it seems like Anthony Edwards is being clueless about probably the most important era of the NBA is kind of crazy. Like the era he's talking about is the most influential era of the NBA. But we'll take a look at what these guys had to say.
Bro, I don't think anybody in this generation could have played like 20 years ago, if I'm being 100. And this is to everybody in our league, Tatum, all y'all. Let me tell y'all something, bro. 20 years ago, bro, you couldn't get to a triple step back.
Nah.
You hear what I'm saying to you? You couldn't get to a triple step back. And then if you shot that, it had to go in. You know why? Because we had efficiency back in the day, my dude, and it was so it was too physical. And guess what? The league had to come off of it for the flow of movement to be able to have scoring go up, which is why we like to sit here and watch kind of the rat race of the high-paced game, right? But, bro, let's not talk about the game and let's not talk about the physicality of the game back then. Real I only think half these kids in the league could have been on an NBA team 20 years ago.
Straight up.
The locker room was too, it was too grown.
You know what I watched too? You know what I watched?
It was too grown. It was too of them. It was too much of a fraternity. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man.
Just
like
the hand check.
No, bro. It was a different vibration. David Stern did a great job of taking all of the physicality out of the game. You understand? Freedom of movement means freedom of movement. Man, back in the day when you had to get by Paul because Paul was squared up with you and ready to slide, and then he could body you, he could poke, he could use his hands, but I can use my hands.
I could fight through a screen.
Bro, in the Olympics was similar style play when the guard could ride you damn near over the pick.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to get out of that, and the Holiday, when he come out and he get over, he there. Right. So if you go to cross him, bro, you don't even. That's what I'm saying, bro. Man, the levels in which you had to be not only strong enough but skilled enough to get by this. You understand? And then they ain't never seen a 6'7" Rodman guard you. Bro, I see you. And you know, you in the scout report. We know you go left. We know you can finish right, but you go left to pull up. Bro, everybody knows, bro, in the games back then. Them Isaiah Thomases and the Dumars, man, Dumars shut Jordan down. Bro, they was coming to the lane, bro. You might get your nose broke trying to dunk. You understand? Dwayne Wade broke Cole's nose in the All-Star game. Man, bro, it's just different. It was very different back then, bro. Real. I'm talking about in the locker room. You can't be on your phone in the locker room. You can't. Bro, 20 years ago? Nah, nobody in this era could have played 25 years ago. We said that. And I'm talking about not just the play and all the skill that everybody got, actually was called bad shots and lack of efficiency. It was until they start data and saying take more threes than twos. Before then, we played ball, bro. We didn't give a that the GM couldn't come down and say, put into a game plan with a coach like Doc or D'Antoni talking about, we trying to get touches and touch the paint. Bro, I didn't see.
Yeah, it's hard to say more skill.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Nobody in this era has a mid-range.
You couldn't get, nobody.
Nobody in this era has a post game.
And the ones that do look amazing. Look at Shea. Shea got a mid-range.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's only like a few of them got.
That's what I'm saying, bro. 2 dribble pull up.
Yeah, they don't.
Try to do it. Okay, young fella, if you hear me. And then y'all exhaust the ball. Y'all are dribbling the air out of the ball.
Right.
Y'all dribble the ball 100 times more than another.
Right.
Catch it off the bounce. 1 dribble, 2 dribble pull up. Let me see you do that off the bounce.
Right.
Let me see your skill work off that. I ain't even known it like this, but bro, you can't come and expect a rebuttal. Bro, real was totally different. And you had to have that work, and you had to really work on your You know, you was out 2-3 games, man. Your teammates, hey, bro, what you doing tonight? You going? Nah, I can't go, man. My toenail off, man. I can't. Nah, bro, you can't even come in here and lead no like that. You hear me?
Nah.
So you had to strap it up, and you had to get out here. You had to dive on the floor. You had to get in the rumble. Yeah.
Right.
Real You had, man, it was men leading men. Yeah, ain't none of these no lockout. And Anthony Edwards don't know what's going on with the league policy. This, bro, you understand what I'm talking about? The leader, bro. Man, I can't even have this conversation.
You can't even say it if you ain't watched.
It ain't the same. It ain't the same.
Like,
Then
don't
you say I didn't
that,
watch.
and don't say you didn't
Oh
watch.
man, Jordan the only one has skill. Yeah, I know you didn't watch the game.
I know you
For him
didn't
saying
watch.
that.
Yeah,
So,
you can't say
you
that
know
and
what?
then say
Respect
you
to the
don't
young
watch.
fella, man. I don't get on here, and we don't use this platform to douse anything, but I'm not gonna start the
you gotta-
cooning. I'm here to elevate the game. I'm here to help the young players elevate themselves. But
Yeah,
it's
you gotta
always
say.
different eras. And when you hear Michael Jordan and some of the greats talk about the different eras of play, the 80s was different from the 70s, the 70s was different from the 60s, the 60s was different from the 50s. But in all of it, it had gamemanship, it had aggressiveness, and it had stuff that came with it that you didn't really hear about that you hear now. Man, half these be in the locker room. Half these no parents and one mom and all, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these mom and dad and a lot of these outside. Man, I'm really from the park, man. I'm really am from Basswood. I really did play at Springfield Park. You know what I'm saying? Cleveland Park, all the parks.
Right.
Yo, Garnett is going ham. Yo, Garnett is going ham, man.
I mean, he hit a lot of points. It is a different era as compared to previous eras, for the most part. NBA always drastically changes, and I think he didn't really come off as a hater. I gotta give him credit as compared to other players. I think. You know,
Nah,
obviously
he
there's
he
more
hated
stuff
a little bit. He hated a little bit, saying that none of the players could have played in the era. They definitely
Right.
could have,
Yeah.
but
100%.
but again, you can't really compare the eras because these guys today are more skilled. But if they played back then, they really wouldn't be able to show off their skill because the hand check, illegal defense, all types of rules. Even the freedom of movement. If guys back then, if they could have showed off maybe a Euro step, a gather with a 2-step Euro on top, they could have, they would have had the freedom to show off what they can do, but they didn't. But players of today, they have the freedom to show it off. So you really can't compare eras, but it's again, both eras are gonna hate on each other. That's why I think that's what's happening right now. They're trying to downplay each other.
Because you don't really see that with the NFL. You don't see that in other leagues, but I think this league has become much more like that. Bro, do I like?
It's a
I
petty
think
league.
It's a very petty league, and I get it. It's like it's kind of like it comes from competitiveness. Because I also saw another Houston legend, the Comets legend. I think I'm not bad with WNBA players. I think it was Cheryl something.
Oh, Cheryl Swoops. What did she say?
Yeah. I think she was hating on Caitlin Clark.
She said what?
She was hating on Caitlin Clark.
Oh,
Yeah. And it's like, man, I get the competitiveness, but at the end of the day, it was like, you do need to, you should give your flowers to the younger players. So they do make your league better. And a lot of them do draw inspiration one way or not to you. Like right now, Anthony Edwards taking shots at the 90s, right?
mhm.
But his game is inspired by Kevin Durant, which he says publicly. Like, I didn't watch basketball, but Kevin Durant was always my favorite basketball player. Kevin Durant, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, George Gervin. So they do draw inspiration indirectly too, as players.
Yeah, Magic Johnson. The way he said it was sort of like, I'm on Mount Rushmore. You're like, I can't even hear you.
Yeah.
I've
And
actually
you know what?
won everywhere I went. But wait, hold on. Magic brought up a good point. When they called you the top guy, everywhere you went, you won. That came with it. You couldn't be a top guy off of hype. You had to have proof of concept. Like Kareem, Magic, a lot of the players like Jordan, they won everywhere they went. College, high school, pros.
Yeah. I mean, with a guy like Mike, like back then, bro, like nobody thought Michael was a winning player, despite him winning before making it to the NBA. Like when he was winning MVPs and shit, the discussion was you can't win with Mike.
Yeah, until Phil Jackson kind of brought him down to earth.
Yeah.
You seen the same thing play out with LeBron. A lot of these guys, they need someone to kind of wheel their game in. Like, hey, I see you scoring, you going crazy over there, but let's put your game inside of a framework. And that's what happened to LeBron when he went to Miami.
Yeah. Because LeBron tried everything to get Eric Spoelstra out of there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, had LeBron stayed in Miami, he would have more rings.
100%.
But LeBron don't like that shit. He don't like that structure.